I'm really glad I haven't paid for this yet. And you know what? The person who has paid is going to be upset because I ain't paying him. Welcome to Agents of Screen, the first and only place for movie reviews live at the cinema. We have just watched Sonic the Hedgehog. Just watched it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say, when I saw the trailer, if you guys saw the trailer reaction, I thought this film was going to be so incredibly trash.
Okay.
Like, incredibly trash.
Okay.
I am pleasantly surprised that I was right. I was right.
Wow.
I was right. But anyway.
So we know how you feel.
Well, you know how I feel. But I'm really interested to hear from you guys.
Why?
So, Eric.
Yeah, let me, because right. So I'm just, look, I'm not gonna say it was trash. But I'm gonna say it was exactly how I felt the film would be based on the trailer, which was just meh. You know, delve into it a bit later. But yeah, I just thought it was just
okay.
Alright, cool. Listen, I want something from you right here.
Okay.
Come on, first impressions.
Yeah, first impressions, obviously, as we were talking about the trailer, the first trailer, abysmal, like absolutely. I didn't like the trailer. I thought, oh my God, what is this humanoid looking? Like, it's not hard to make Sonic, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
And then they just changed it, and obviously it looks good. And like you lot, I was pleasantly surprised, but in a good way. I actually fairly thought it was all right. We'll get into what we liked and what we didn't like. But I thought it was all right. Yeah.
Whoa, I was not expecting that. Wow.
Yeah.
That was more more shocking than the film itself. So look, listen, we gotta be fair, we gotta be professional. We're here to review the film.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's only right that we give it a certain amount of credit for what they've done. You know, they did change Sonic.
Yeah.
They listened to the fans. Listen, let's get into things that we liked about the movie. So listen, I'm struggling a little bit, so I want to listen to you guys first.
Cool. No, I'll say straight off the bat.
Yeah.
First thing I liked. I know it's not unique to this film. A lot of films do this. You know. The movie studios, you know, they've got their logos, their intros. I like when they specify it to like the certain film. So the Paramount logo with the rings, and you know they've got the exact sound effect, which obviously you would expect. I thought that was cool. The Sega montage reminded me of very like a Marvel DC thing when they do it, because I don't think we haven't seen a Sega film so it was nice to see that. I was a bit confused.
I wish I could still say that.
Where are all these? I was thinking, where are they showing all these games? But obviously it's Sega.
The intro was good, right?
Green Hill Zone, you know, you see him kind of going through the level. That was cool. I liked Jim Carrey in little bits. I'm not gonna, you know, we'll save the negatives. But yeah, I liked him in little parts sprinkled around the film.
Don't force it. Don't force it. Thank you very much. But listen. Wow.
Okay.
Come, just tell me how it is. I want to know what did you like about this movie.
Okay.
Like, I'm shocked.
No, that's fine. I mean, obviously, it's hard to make a Sonic. I think just old video game characters in general, they don't particularly have great plots or storylines. Like, you're not expecting. Like, for instance, you're not going to get a good Mario plot. I don't care what you think. You're not going to get a good. Like, they have to kind of create something that kind of makes sense in this setting, right? But with that said, what I liked. I did like Sonic. It's a guy from the guy that did his voice is the guy from Parks and Rec. His name's John Ralphio. Anyway, he was decent. What I did like, I would say, some of the little touches they did for the film, like in terms of music. And also, I guess it's a family-friendly movie, right? The thing, no, but that's how it's good. That's where we're going with it. It's PG film.
Is that what you liked about the film?
Yeah, it's a family-friendly movie. Like, I could take my daughter and watch this movie.
Are you going to?
Well, she's not really into Sonic and stuff. I mean, I was.
Listen, you said you were pleasantly surprised in a good way. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I generally expected it to be, based on the trailer, I expected it to be trash. That is what I thought it would be, right? But as I said, I think Jim Carrey was decent. I think the voice actor was decent. And I did like Jim Carrey for the film, funny enough. I think because I haven't seen him in a while, it was nice to kind of see him to his old tactics, like making jokes.
Him is more just because you hadn't seen him. And, oh yeah, I miss you.
That's what I'm saying. It was good. No, that's what was good. Like even when his entrance was really good. I think the movie started off really well. I had a score in my head at the beginning of the movie, and I thought as I was watching it, it was going down slowly, slightly as I was watching the movie. But the way they started it was great.
So you liked the beginning?
Yeah, I did.
You liked the fact that it's a family movie. You like the fact that it's a family good film movie,
right approach, yeah.
And you like the fact that Jim Carrey made an appearance. Question about Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Is he how you imagine Dr. Robotnik to be?
I will say this. That's the thing. Is if you look, and this is the problem with these video game cartoon guys, is they're so eccentric, as in the characters in the game. It will be hard to mimic someone like Robotnik in a sense that he is a massively overweight character with skinny legs and a flipping ball head. You're not gonna get this, like for like.
Of course, but not visual. What about behaviors and characteristics?
So with that said, I think with Jim Carrey's character, like Robotnik, he's very arrogant. He thinks he's above everybody else. He had that kind of thing going for him. We can't expect the first movie to just be like he comes out of the van and it's like, yep, I'm exactly how I was. No backstory, no nothing. You know what I mean? So I get the way they approached it this way. But yeah, never know. Like maybe number 2, he'll look a bit better. He'll look like what he's supposed to. But you can definitely see he's changing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so as for me, what I liked about this movie, there was a few nice little sound effects in there with the rings and Sega and a few tones. That was pretty cool.
Okay, cool.
And to be fair, there were a few adult jokes in there and some humour, some quick ones that kids just would not get. So one about breast milk and being an orphan, that was actually quite funny,
Quite funny, yeah.
So yeah, apart from that though, I've got to be honest, it wasn't really much I liked.
That's fair.
Alright, but that's me. So this way, with that, let's kick it into what we didn't like. Now, I can start with this one because again, I'm gonna be quick. Although there's a lot, I'm gonna be quick. So I'm just gonna list them off.
Okay,
I didn't like Dr. Robotnik. Didn't like Jim Carrey. I didn't like Sonic. I didn't like the pace of the film. I didn't like the fact that they turned him into an alien. I didn't like the fact how they introduced some of the characters. I don't like the fact that they tried to play with nostalgia with some of the computer game characters, but it just didn't even show them. I don't like the fact that they just created new characters that we've never seen in games before. I didn't like the ending.
There's a lot to,
and that's about it. I just did not like this movie. I was watching this movie. I'm not even joking. I was watching this movie thinking, I'm really glad I haven't paid for this yet. And you know what? The person who has paid is going to be upset because I ain't paying him.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's me.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
All right.
So, Aaron.
All right, cool.
What didn't you like about this movie?
Like I said, it's all right. So when I do this, I don't mean the film was flat. The levels never changed. It was just the same. There was no
same pace.
I just don't know what it is. Like, okay, so yeah, the origin of Sonic, I didn't like that. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the point. I felt it was very kind of just cobbled together, and because it was over so quick, there was no meaning behind it. So I felt like, what was the point? Whatever. I felt some of the acting was really pantomimey. I don't know if that's the right word for it.
Punch and Judy.
It just kind of went it was just very.
It's a kids' film.
No, but that's you keep saying this family business.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's I mean, when you're I don't know if you're expecting this high level actor. I don't understand what do you want? I don't know.
I'm not expecting.
What are you looking for?
Well, Pokemon was a kids' film, and it was a lot better than this.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'm not saying. I know it's a kids' film. I know it's a family film.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're like acting like you're like the camera's like it was just weird. And that's not because it's a kids film or a family film. You can still be a good film and be a kids film.
Sorry, you're doing your thing.
It's still be a good film. But yeah, so some of the acting was just weird. Jim Carrey, while he was good, a lot of the times I felt he was just very Jim Carrey, and for the sake of it, and they're like, well, I guess this is what Robotnik is like. Side characters were a bit throwaway, didn't really care. Just honestly, man, there were just things I just felt. The ending, I was like, okay, whatever. I don't know why they made Sonic have that thing instead of having him have the thing that he has in the game that he is known for. I don't try and say, for the sake of the film or because it's family or whatever, because there's no benefit and it wasn't easier. It wasn't easier. And you're going to say, they want to save it for sequels. No, don't think that you're making a sequel. Don't assume that you're going to get to make a sequel.
I would imagine that's the plan.
Okay,
so for example...
You can still do that. You could just give a glimpse.
So for example, my point is, I'm saying, in the first game, he wouldn't have these things available that you're saying he did, because he didn't.
Sorry, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. You mentioned about the sound effects, and you were saying, they played the music, yeah? There was not enough music from the game. They played it once.
True. I agree.
I completely agree. Completely agree with that. So Aaron, you're clearly disappointed, a bit let down.
Yeah.
Daryl, out of the three of us, you seem to have enjoyed the film the most. So come on,
definitely.
But there must be something you didn't like. So I want to hear it.
100%. And it kind of works on your point where you were saying there was not enough fan service in the sense that music and stuff like that. And it's true. I don't think there was enough. I think obviously until the end you hear the song distinctively. That was the song. And obviously there were a few heads ups like Green Hills, like that's one of their levels, like and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. But I think for a Sonic movie, I would have preferred much more Sonic references. Yeah, so with the things I didn't like, I think the comedy was a bit flat, but I think there were some kids going sick, like with some of the lines, and I think again this is where it's targeted as these like silly jokes that we don't really look at as funny, but these kids are they're losing their mind, right? But yeah, I mean, the things I didn't like, those are pretty much the things. I think they should have had more obviously references. I don't think the story was that great, but again, I don't want to go too hard on the story because again, what do you expect from a Sonic film?
Okay, you've heard what we said about this film. You've heard our likes. Surprisingly, there's some. You've heard our dislikes. Let's get into scores. Always my best bit. I want to kick it off if you don't mind, because I'm happy to set the tone on this one.
Wow.
I think I made it perfectly clear how I feel about this film. Now I'm going to say something real controversial. All right, the original Sonic we got in the original trailer, I think if they left him in, I would have enjoyed it more because it would have given me more. It would have given me more comedic value, and I just thought, do you know what? They're taking the piss, and I rate them for it.
Wow.
I rate them for it. But they didn't do that. Yeah. With all that said, I'm not going to repeat why I dislike this film. But I will say it's the worst film I've seen in 60 years, and you can do the maths. You can do the maths.
No, it's not. You've seen worse.
No, I haven't. I rate this film. No, I'm rating this film a 2 out of 10.
You're taking a piss.
2 out of 10.
Actually taking
2. No, I'm not. Hand on heart. 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
I can promise you.
2 out of 10.
I can promise you, out of all the lists we've watched, out of all the films we've watched, there's no way that film was worse than those films.
I guarantee it.
Nah, that's bull.
Guarantee it. That's just me. So, I know 2. Wow. It was whack. Do not watch this film. Do not watch this film. I tell you what, if you have children and you want to take them cinema to watch this film, don't. Just go on YouTube, watch the Sonic cartoons. Significantly better.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That's a fair.
Daryl.
Okay, fine.
Let's hear your score.
Look, yeah.
Wow.
Again, I came in this, I wasn't expecting it to be sick. I've already said what I thought was good or bad. I think it's a light-hearted film, and I disagree with Adam. If you have kids, take them. They'll laugh just like that kid we saw laughing in there with those little jokes. There's fun for everyone, yeah? So with that said, I'm gonna be generous here because I think it was decent. I was going between maybe a 5.5 and a 6. But I think I'm gonna go with a 6. So yeah, this movie gets a 6 out of 10.
That was really surprisingly.
Not really.
Whoa, I mean, surprisingly, I can't even speak now. No, nothing new there. Okay, Aaron. So 2, 6. Aaron. Go on, what's the score?
I just felt the film. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. It was. Wouldn't even say it was good. I'll say it was okay. If I was to just give it a one-word rating, it's okay. If you're a fan of Sonic and the games, would I recommend you come to the cinema and pay money to watch it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Will kids enjoy it? Yeah, some will. The character is likable on screen. He's funny. He's got a likable nature.
Who, Sonic?
Yeah, in the film.
No, he was some meek.
Yeah, he was a bit. No, but it's kind of like anyway. That's another thing I hated, the flossing. But anyway, based on that, I'm gonna give this film a 5. A 5. It's just It's just what it is. It's just okay. It's just okay.
I accept that.
Okay, there you have it. That's our
it's
scores.
a score, but I
That's
accept
fine. You don't have to accept it, but I say it with my chest. Okay, so that's the scores. Our average score will be floating somewhere around here. But what did you guys think of the movie? Did you like it or did you think it was terrible? Let us know in the comments, please. And don't forget to always share, like, and subscribe. As always, we've been the Agents of Screen. Until next time, peace.